amongst people, but also stories that we can all relate to, youngsters, parents. And in fact, today's story will be geared towards the youth and also their parents. Even if the parents are not here, or those parents who are here, they will be all, inshallah, they will try to all benefit from this series, especially the story. A story of a father and a son. Yallah. For a candy. From the Quran, a father and a son. Who's the father and who's the son?
The father is Yaqub, the son is Yusuf?
No. The father and the son. I mean, yes, Yaqub and Yusuf, yeah, but that's not the story I'm going to pick today.
Sulaiman?
Sulaiman? You're not too far yet, not too close. A story of a father and a son.
Dawood and Sulaiman?
Dawood and Sulaiman. Who's the father here?
Dawood.
And who's the son?
Sulaiman.
Yes, but that's not the story I'm picking today. But it's very close. Lot? No. No, Ibrahim Ismail. In fact, alright, let me make it easy for you. This man is not a prophet. Yet, he's mentioned in the Quran. What's his name? Where's the stick? Where's the stick? Did you bring the stick? I always ask for the stick. Abu Bakr? ايش Abu Bakr هذا؟ Luqman.
I was going to say that. I told her.
You told her? Yani you cheated?
No, but I was going to.
Okay, خلاص يلا. Just because you're nice and I like you. Luqman and his son. Luqman, brothers and sisters, we Arabs, they nickname him as Luqman al-Hakim. Luqman the wise. And I will tell you why he was wise, and I will also tell you what is wisdom. Wisdom. Wise, wisdom. In Arab it's called hikmah, hakim, wisdom. This man was not a prophet. In fact, this man was a slave who used to live in Abyssinia a long time ago, right? And then he moved to Egypt, and he was still working for his master. One day, his master asked him, Luqman, can you go and slaughter a sheep and bring me the tastiest, the best thing in the sheep? So he went and he slaughtered the sheep, and he brought him two things. He brought him the tongue and the heart. Do you guys eat tongue?
No.
Really? We Arabs, we love the tongue. This is why we talk too much.
Like that.
Huh? You people are Canadians, that's why, huh? You pampered. احنا we love the tongue in Morocco. tongue عندك عندك feast. Oh, we love it. And the heart. You guys eat the heart? No. Yeah, and you sound like we're barbarians here. The heart is so good. Anyways, he brought him the heart and the tongue. And then he asked him another question. He says, all right, now I need you to go slaughter another sheep and bring me the worst thing in it. And he brought him the heart and the tongue. So his master asked him, I asked you to slaughter a sheep and bring me the best thing in it, and you brought me the tongue and the heart. And then I asked you to slaughter another sheep and bring me the worst thing in it, and you still brought me the heart and the tongue. How come? He says, yes, indeed they are. If they are pure, then they are the best thing in it. And if they are rotten, if they are bad, then they are the worst thing in a sheep. So his master was so impressed by him, he set him free. He said, go, you're free. And then Luqman, he moved from Egypt to Palestine. Who's from Palestine? Oh, mashallah. Palestine. Or Palestine, huh? Palestine. Wakey, wakey. عم بسمع. All right. Cool. Where was that? He moved to he moved to Palestine. I'm just making sure that you guys are following. He moved to Palestine. Who was in Palestine? Candy time. Who was in Palestine at that time? Well, Luqman, Duda. You know, you're the dude and she's Duda. You know, Luqman was already, so he moved to Palestine. Who was in Palestine at that time? Who? People. Who? Palestinians. Who was in Palestine at the time?
His son.
Huh?
His son.
Not yet his son, but there was somebody. Who? Huh? Who?
الرسول
What Rasul?
الرسول محمد
Muhammad was not in Palestine. Rasul Muhammad never went to Palestine. Well, he did when he traveled, but it was not there. No.
his dad
You said it. You didn't say anything? Who spoke to me when I asked the question and you said, it's him. The father and the son. Suleiman is the son. Dawood. You see, I'm just trying to give you the thing. Dawood was there. Dawood, the Nabi, the Prophet, he was there at the time. So he moved to Palestine. And then he started, working for Dawood alayhi salam. And Dawood noticed something really amazing with this man, that he was very talented and he was smart and hakim, wise. Hakim, wise. Do you know how many times hikmah is mentioned in the Quran? Just so you know. Hikmah means wisdom. How many times this word wisdom is mentioned in the Quran? 20 times. What is hikmah? What is wisdom? And I hope your parents are also, because even if your parents are here, please go back home and tell them. What's hikmah? The definition of hikmah, the definition of wisdom. The definition of wisdom is this. Very simple. To say the right thing at the right time, at the right place. Let me explain. I see somebody doing something wrong, and he is in front of people, and front of his friends, and so I want to correct that thing that he's doing wrong. Is it the right time to correct what I'm doing? No. Is it the right place? Maybe not. One time, Al-Hassan wal-Hussein, do you know them? Have you heard of them? Hassan wal-Hussein? Who are they? If it's what's his name? Trump, tell him I'm busy. I don't want to talk to him. Yeah, tell him I don't want. What did your father say? About the phone? He was not there. He wasn't there. Please forgive him this time. Where was I? Al-Hassan wal-Hussein. Al-Hassan wal-Hussein one time they saw a man making wudu. You know what wudu is, right?
Yeah.
And this man did not know how to make wudu. So this is what they tried to do. He said, Ammu, could you please come? Me and my brother are arguing. I say, I make better wudu than him. My brother is saying he makes better wudu than me. Could you please come and you judge, all right? You judge. And they both make the same wudu the same way. But they tried to teach him a lesson. So they were making wudu properly to show the man how to make wudu. And then at the end they said, Ammu, who makes better wudu, me or my brother? He said, you both make better wudu than me. And they used something called hikmah. They did not correct him in front of people, and he was older than them as well. Sometimes you see somebody who's older than you and he's maybe doing something wrong, and if you go to that person and tell, hey, uncle or whatnot, man, you're doing this is wrong. He says, what did you know? This is, and I heard the sheikh yesterday say that, this is the best way to do this, or this is the right way of doing it. That man would, first of all, he would not listen to you. Number two, he would say, what do you know? I know better than you. No, so you have to pick the right time to say something, the right place, the right moment. The right words as well. You have to pick the right words, the right time, the right place. This is what we call hikmah, wisdom. So, Luqman was very wise. So when he noticed Dawood alayhi salam, that Luqman was really talented, Dawood used to make something really important. He was the very first man who invented something called shields. Do you know what a shield is? The armor, like people for war, they put the shields. The first person who invented this is Dawood alayhi salam. He was an inventor, just like many other prophets. They were inventors. So Dawood was with Luqman, and Luqman never asked him no questions. He used just to look, notice, and he's do his own thing. But then at the end, when he finished, making the shield, he says, "Do you know what this is?" He said, "No, I don't." He said, "This is a shield." And then he asked him to become a teacher. In fact, it was Luqman. A lot of people don't know this. It was Luqman, who in fact helped in educating, in raising Sulaiman alayhi salam. Sulaiman is the son of Dawood. Right? All this, Allah does not mention none of this in the Quran about Luqman. Allah only mentions one story, very short, about Luqman, this great man, this very wise man. And I'd like you, in fact, I want to ask somebody here to help me recite the Quran. I'm going to ask somebody here to help me recite from verse number 13 until verse number 19, Surah Luqman. We're going to all together recite it and explain it and live it together. We're going to live this beautiful, beautiful story or advice given by a man to his son. That's all. And so much so, subhanAllah, he's not a prophet, yet Allah made one full surah about this man. And it's called Surah Luqman. Imagine, there's Surah Luqman, there's Surah Ibrahim, there's Surah Maryam. Right? Allah picks a name. How do you understand this? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala picks a surah after a name of a person, what do you think of that person? Surah Lut, Surah Nuh, Surah Ibrahim. There is no Surah, Surah Muhammad. There is no Surah Adam. How about, yes, what do you think? Why Allah would make a surah after a name of a person? Surah Al-Imran, the wife of Imran. Why? Why Mary? Why her grandma? Why her mother? Why would Allah make a story or Quran, like one surah after the name of a person?
Because they have to be special.
They have to be very special.
They have to be really strong in Iman.
They have to be really strong in Iman for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make one full surah after the name, yes.
Their story has a really good message that Allah wants.
Absolutely. Jazakallah khair. The story would have a very good message to be delivered. So Luqman was not a prophet. All the others were, but Luqman wasn't a prophet. But he was a wise man. So I'd like, who can help me here, to recite from verse 13 to 19. Because we're going to go through it together and recite it and explain. I will explain. I just need you to recite for me. Surah Luqman. Who can help? Can you help? Do you have Surah Luqman? I will bring you the Quran.
By the way, mashallah, few of them memorized it already because we took it in the school here.
طيب, who knows Surah Luqman by heart? She knows it by heart. So we can help. You recite a little bit. Bismillah. You start from verse number 13. I'll tell you what the verse says. وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ.
I haven't read it in a long time.
Oh, طيب. Then you need the Quran, right? Is that what you're saying? طيب. Bring the Quran. I will pick one brother as well to recite. You know how to recite? She can start and then I will come back to you. So one verse at a time. طيب? One verse at a time. Do you know how many messages? I need you to count with me all these advices, because there are too many advices that he's given to his son. And all these advice are really, more than amazing advices. Advices that he's given to his son, these are golden advice. Bismillah. Number 13. وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ.
Okay, we can start maybe there and then.
Okay, you look for Surah Luqman.
No, I know what.
يلا أنت قل لي. يلا محمد. محمد ولا حمدي. حمزة يلا بسم الله حمزة. إن الشرك. Right there. Stop right there. خلاص. هذا this first advice. قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني. In fact, if I had time, I could just stop here, and then just here I can give maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 lectures. But here we don't have time. وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. Number 1, He's saying Luqman is giving his son. He's giving his son. We don't know the son's name. We don't know the son's name, but he's giving him an advice, and he says, "Ya bunayya la." First of all, he says, "Ya bunay." Who speaks Arabic? When you call your as a dad, and you call your son, you guys, when you call your son, I mean, if your father was to call you, what would he say? بالعربي. Ya ibni, ya ibni. And if a father was to call, or a mom was to call you as a girl, what would she say? Ya Layan. You are the only Layan here. Everybody's Layan. What would she say? Ya binti, ya ibnati, ya binti, ya ibnati. But here, look, Luqman says something else. Luqman says, Ya bunay. Okay, who can tell me the difference, those who speak Arabic, for two candies? For two lollipops. What's the difference between Ya bunay and Ya ibni? Yo. One is like what? Ya ibni is my son, oh my son. And Ya bunay means what in Arabic?
My son,
Hey, come on. Wait, it's like Shaitan is whispering.
my dear.
Oh my dear?
Like يا بني إن اللغة العربية الفصحى أنت يا ابني إن
سوري.
هذا سوري مش شوف لغته كيف يعني احسن مني ما شاء الله عليك. نو هي بالعربي ولا غير العربي؟ يا بني بالعربي اللغه الفصحى ويا ابني كذلك باللغه العربيه الفصحى. They both mean the same thing. بس بني has some sweetness in it. What is it? This is a message to the fathers here, a message to the mothers. Ya bunay, because also Ibrahim, he calls his son and he tells him, Ya bunay, inni ara fil manami anni adbahuk fanzur madha tara. Oh, Ya bunay, I saw in my dream. Ibrahim tells his son Ismail, I see in my dream that I'm slaughtering you. So he says, Ya bunay. He did not call him Ya ibni. What's the difference between Ya bunay and ibni?
Maybe it's more he likes his son.
He likes his. Is there a father who doesn't like his son or the daughter?
It's more respectful.
It's more respectful. Yeah. Ibni is also. I like my father calling me Ibni. Ya walidi, ya waladi. The same thing. But Bunay has something different.
Yeah, Bunayya means, oh my dear son.
Oh my dear son.
So,
Is that what the translation says? In English? What does it say?
Just that extra, at the end is like extra love or like...
It's like an extra love. It's just like, بالعربي we call it تصغير. بالعربي we call it تصغير. يعني إيش what تصغير means? Yes.
Is it like, oh my beloved?
Oh my beloved. Oh, I wish I could hug you, but I can't. Because you deserve a hug. Oh ya bunayya, oh my beloved. Oh my beloved son. يعني it's not only تصغير, يعني you belittle something to make it look beautiful. So here he's saying, not all just ya my son, but look at the advice, because also the Prophet used the same. What happened? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ also used the same kind of, context when he's giving an advice to the Sahaba, the kids, like Ibn Abbas. He used to tell him, Ya bunay, Ya bunay, Ya bunay. So here is this, father giving an advice, but before he gives the advice, he calls him, oh my beloved son. So now you're all ears, you're listening. The first advice he says, Ya bunayya la tushrik billah. Oh my son, do not worship anything other than Allah. Don't associate anyone with Allah. You know what the message here is? Ya bunayya, say and stick to La ilaha. I want to hear it. Come on, guys.
La ilaha
Illa Allah. Oh my son, oh my daughter, stick to Allah. Yani he's telling him about love of Allah. Love Allah. لا تشرك بالله. Don't associate anyone with the worship of Allah Azza wa Jal. It's very important. And here, maybe a quick story that that just pops up right now. A story that happened in the Battle of Al-Khandaq, the Battle of the Confederates, the Battle of Al-Ahzab. Have you heard of this battle, Al-Ahzab? Have you been in Medina? Anyone? Have you guys been in Medina before? Have you been to Medina? All right. So there's this battle that happened in Medina, Al-Ahzab. So let me give you the tranche. It's quick, it's a story. It's a long one, but I'll summarize it for you. What happened was there was all these confederates, all these other tribes that got together to fight against the Muslims. The Muslims were very just alone, and you have these thousands and thousands of other tribes. So what did the Prophet do? Because the Prophet now he's besieged. He was under siege by all these tribes. Came to him a man who gave him an amazing idea that was not known to the Arabs at the time. A man who came from Persia. What's his name? Huh? Salman Farisi. Salman Farisi. Salman Farisi. Sorry. I'll give you a Huh? But he answered the question.
Remember, he answered the question about.
Who? Mean. Who? I didn't say who. Her? Her, she did.
Remember when she answered that question, you said whoever answers it gets the
But she didn't answer it.
She said my
Yes,
beloved
she did.
son.
Oh, did you say my beloved son? I'm sorry. And my beloved daughter. Here we go. You got a pal right there. She's defending you. MashaAllah. Okay. So where was I now? You see, now I forgot.
Who it was?
Huh?
Who it was?
Salman Farisi, he gave me a oh Prophet, we used to do something like a trick at the time, in Faris. We used to build something called a trench. We used to dig a trench, like a huge, like not a hole, but it's a big trench, and the trench was like 4 kilometers long. To make it so long and so wide that the enemy could not cross over. So they took, the Prophet Muhammad, it took him 10 days with the Sahaba, to 1,500 of them. They were building this trench, 4 kilometers long, big trench. So when Quraysh came with the other tribes, they saw this trench and they said, we Arabs don't know about this. There must be somebody who gave him this idea. And then only if you had a very, very genuine Arabi horse, you'd be able to cross. So came a man by the name of Amr ibn Wood. He managed to cross with his horse. And then at the time, they used to call for the duel before a fight. Like today you say, hey man, you want to step out? No, you're good, huh? Alhamdulillah. There's no need to step out anymore. You want to come out, step out? Who wants to fight? A duel. Who's a duel? So this man, Amr ibn Wood, was 80 years old. But he was such a very fierce man. The Sahaba, they used to know him. The Arabs, they didn't know this guy. 8 years old, but even so much so that the women at the time, they used to scare their children if they're naughty. If you don't behave, I'm going to call Amr ibn Wood. So much, right? So he came and he says, anybody wants to fight? The Prophet Muhammad, and who was there? Prophet Muhammad and Khalid al-Walid. Khalid al-Walid, there were 2 big Sahabis that were so tall. If they were to ride a horse, their feet would touch the ground. Khalid al-Walid was one of them. They're tall and big. Imagine, how big a horse is? This guy, if he rides a horse like he's riding a bicycle. He was there, and Umar was there, and Abu Bakr was there, and the Zubayr was there. So he said, who wants to fight? Nobody dared to come. And because they knew this guy, Amr ibn Wood, he's a killer. He's a serious guy. He's like MMA, not even an MMA fighter. He's just like, nobody wants to come out. And then one kid stood up and he says, Ya Rasulullah, I will go. He was only 17 years old. What's his name?
Ali.
What's that?
Ali.
How old are you? I'm talking to the youth. They know, you know. خلاص Ali, okay, he told us, the father told us, okay. طيب. Ali radiallahu. No, I'm not going to give him no candy. Candy you have to be a certain age. Ali, he was only 17 and then he stood up and said, Rasulullah, I go. And then the Prophet put him down, says, no, Ali, you sit down. And then the Prophet says, who wants to go and fight this man and I guarantee him Jannah. And if you die, I guarantee you're going to go to Jannah. That's what you want. Everybody wants to go to Jannah. So khalas, if you go fight this guy, if you were to die, I guarantee you Jannah. Who wants to fight? What a Jannah? Nobody stood up. Seriously. Except Ali again the second time. And then the Prophet put him down again, said, sit down, O Ali. And then for the third time, the Prophet said, who wants to go and fight this guy? I guarantee him Jannah. Nobody stood, except Ali. So the Prophet told Ali, come on, Ali wala meen. He said, Ali, sit down. And then he said, Ya Rasulullah. And then Ali told, the Prophet told Ali, Ali, I'm afraid that he may kill you. And then the Prophet, and Ali said, Ya Rasulullah, I will kill him. I will kill him. And then the Prophet ﷺ, he made dua for him, he says, so he went, and then he took the sword. They were all wearing the shields, you know, they did not know one another with the helmet and all that. So came this guy, Amr ibn Wood, and then Ali. Man al-Rajul, who are you? Says Ali. Ali win, Ali mean, he underestimated him. Ali, oh my son, go, get me somebody who's bigger. Somebody my size, somebody my age. He says, Ali said, I will go under only 3 conditions. I will go back, I will retreat, but under 3 conditions. Condition number 1, you say La ilaha illallah. And I will go. Amr ibn Wood said, I would not say La ilaha illallah even if I see myself in hellfire. Why am I connecting this with what Luqman said? Luqman says, oh my son, La tushrik billah. Don't associate no one with the worship of Allah. Those people, they used to associate people, things with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they knew that Allah was the truth. They knew. But they did not want to worship Allah alone. They used to worship these idols that would get them close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, I will not say La ilaha illallah. Even if I were to see myself in hellfire, I still wouldn't say it. What's the second condition? He says, second condition, you pay the jizya. The jizya is at the time when, you know, the Muslims were to, you know, if there's the enemy and if there's a fight, then there's always, they say, you pay this tax. And then we'll support you, we'll protect you, but you pay our tax. Just like here in Canada, we pay. So at the time he said, you pay the tax as a country, and then we'll assist you, we'll support you. The man says, I'm not paying no jizya. Then he says, third option, you fight me. If you kill me, then I will go. And then the guy got so mad, he jumped from his horse, he hit his horse, killed his horse, and then they started fighting together. It was such a very peaceful fight, the narrator said in the story. There was it caused some big, not a storm, but because it was in the sand, it got so dusty, they could not see who was fighting who, and all of a sudden they heard a scream. Imagine like a movie. Like a movie, and then you see like this, like white smoke, and then somebody comes out from the smoke, and it was Ali radiallahu anhu came out, and then the Sahaba started making takbir. The story here, the essence of the story is he would not say La ilaha illallah. They knew the meaning of La ilaha illallah. So this man told his son, oh my son, don't associate anyone with Allah. Worship Allah alone. Say La ilaha illallah. Be close to Allah, you shall be saved. That's verse number 13. Verse number 14. What's the second advice he gave? كمل go. وإن
جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله.
تعملون.
You recite very nice with the tajweed and everything. ما شاء الله تبارك الله ما شاء الله تبارك الله ما شاء الله قوة إلا بالله. The second advice he's telling him is about al-walidayn. Is about parents. يا بني.
يا بني إنها إن تكن
No. Before that. ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه أمه. Now he started talking. Listen, he's a man advising him about the parents, but he's advising him about his mom. Talking about the mom. I'm a father. I'm talking to my son. Maybe I should give him advice about me. How he should, respect me as a father. How he should obey me as a father. Yet this father is giving advice to his son to honor the mother. This is why the Prophet says, Ummuk, 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 isn't it? Your mother, your mother, your mother. Your mother who gave up her dreams for your dreams? Mom? Mom? Such a beautiful word. Mom, to say mom. Is your mom's here? Guys, your mom is here? No? Your mom is here? If she's here, give her a hug. She deserves a hug. Give her a hug. Give her a hug. Mom. This man came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he wanted to go for like a fight, for war. And then he told the Prophet, I wanted to go. And then the Prophet asked him, do you have your parents? Are your parents still alive? He said, yes, I left them and they didn't want me to leave and I left them crying. He says, go back and make them laugh, just like you made them cry. How many times have you made your parents cry? Or maybe your mother cry? Maybe your father wouldn't show you that he's crying. He would go somewhere else and he would cry because a father is a man. He would not show that, but sometimes you break his heart so much that, he shed some tears. But how many times have you guys maybe broken your parents' hearts? Once or twice?
Just here.
Have your mom ever made dua against you? Although you broke her heart? Or deceived her? No, she wouldn't do that. She would make dua for you. Although you hurt her. Although you deceived her. When you were, when she was pregnant? You don't remember that, do you? Do you remember when your mother was pregnant?
Yeah, I remember.
Was pregnant of you? You don't remember. She used to feed herself just so she can feed you. You took so much from her, like iron and calcium, if you want to talk about science and whatnot. She took so much, so that she can give you. And then when like Allah Azza wa Jalla says, go back to that surah again, when وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ حَمَلَتْهُ كُرْهًا وَوَضَعَتْهُ كُرْهًا. She bore him in pain and she delivered him in pain. This is a very, very important verse here. When your mother, now I'll come back to you. What?
That's not the right word.
I'm still talking about the same one. Still talking about the mother. I'm just talking about the mother. When she bore you, and when she held you in her womb, she held you, right? And she was suffering, in pain. In pain. And she, a mom who's 7 months old, 7 months pregnant, or 8 months pregnant, or 9 months pregnant, the way she moves, the way she acts, the way she's in pain. She's in pain. The father is not in pain. The dad is he's not in pain. The mom was in pain. 4 months, she started changing, and her hands are becoming big and her feet are becoming big. Do you remember? No, you don't remember. And then she's big, little changes. She goes through little changes. The 5th month, the 6th month, the 7th month, and then imagine, what time one guy did, one sister did, we were in this personal development course, and then one sister, she came, she was give us a speech, and before the speech, she gave us some ice. And she told us each of us, pick some ice. So we all picked some ice cubes. And then we were holding the ice cubes. And then she started talking. She's talking about, her speech. But none of us are paying attention to her. All of us were paying attention. This ice is hurting our hands. And then she comes back, a couple of minutes later. She says, are you guys listening to me? I'm sure you're not listening to me. Your hand, right? It's in pain because of the ice, because of the cube. Just like when a woman is pregnant. We don't see what she's going through and what not. She's going through a lot of pain. Yet, the kid is not listening, he's not helping. Maybe the father's not helping. Maybe she's going through so many things. This is the mom. Ummuk. So the Prophet told him, that man, he says, go and make them laugh. Just like you make them cry. If your mothers are alive, you are lucky. If your mothers are really alive, you certainly are lucky. And I will tell you something to do today, inshallah ta'ala, before tomorrow. Go to your moms. Hug them. Wallahi, this is my very golden advice to you. If your mothers are alive, you go to them tonight, you give them a hug, and tell them, Mom, please make dua for me. That's all you have to say. Mom, make dua for me. Wallahi, and I swear by Allah, make dua. Id'i li, ya ummi, id'i li. Okay, id'i li. Hada dua, this dua, wallahi, could be the vehicle that will drive you to Jannah. A dua from a mother to her son. You ask somebody who has lost his mom, and they will tell you. They will tell you what they will value in this life. He will say, a lot of them will say, I wish just to see my mom one last time. This man, I met him in Medina, Sheikh. His name is Ahmed Saoudi. He was totally paralyzed. This man is on YouTube, by the way. You know, I met him in Medina. They asked him about his 3 wishes. I don't know if you heard of this. This man is he's totally paralyzed, fully paralyzed. He had a car accident. So he says, do you have any wishes? He says, I have 3 wishes. My first wish is to be able to make one sajda to Allah. He can't pray, he cannot, he prays now just by his eyes. He says, man, you see me like this, you feel sorry for me. But if I were to tell you that I don't pray, you guys don't feel sorry for me. You wouldn't feel sorry for me when I tell you if I don't pray. He says, I wish to make one sajda only. He says, when I had my strength and my health, I wasted so much time. I wasted so much time. Now I wish. Now he said, now I wish to, and he says, I wish to make one sajda and I want Allah Azza wa Jalla to take my soul and die while making sajda. That's my first wish. My second wish, he says, I wish to just, the Quran, you see the Quran that you have now? You see how you turn it? He says, I wish to be able to turn one page of the Quran. Because miskin, he cannot move. He says, I wish to turn the one page. He says, for you it's easy. He says, for him it's like you shaking a mountain. Because he can't move. He says, my third wish is in the day of Eid, to come the day of Eid after Salah, come home and give my mother a hug. My third wish. Have you guys hugged your moms today? You did? Have you guys hugged your moms today? No? Because you think you're big close. Oh, she's not here. I'm here. Can you give me a hug then? It will never be like the same hug as your mom, but Luqman alayhi salam, the same advice. The other advice, the second piece of advice, the advice of the parents. I'm going to stop here in a couple of minutes, inshallah ta'ala.
You have another 7-8 minutes.
7-8 minutes. But the advice of the parents. But yet, although as a father, but he's giving advice to him about the mom, about his mother, to look after his mother, to respect, to honor his mother. وَخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Isra, about how you should lower the weight of humility before your parents. Your parents, they need your help, maybe not now, because mashallah, they can look after themselves. They can still take care of themselves. But Allah in the Quran says, when their back becomes a little bit crooked, yani when they get old, that's maybe when they would really need your assistance. And sometimes in some countries, and unfortunately even in some Muslim countries nowadays, what happens when a father grows old, or maybe when a mother grows old, some of them, what they do, they put them into this parenting, what do you call it? Retirement home. You put your father in a retirement home, or your mom in a retirement home. You put her because now when she eats, she makes a mess. Or maybe your father, when he eats, because he's grown old, he makes a mess, and he talks too much because he's old. They don't make no sense, and they wouldn't want to take a shower, they wouldn't want to take a bath, and they just nag and nag and nag, because this is how they are when they grow old. You should be with them and support them and honor them, and ask them for dua, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. Always say that to Allah, oh Allah, have mercy upon them as they have helped me when I was, or how they have raised me. And that's the final surah before the final ayah. One more ayah before we break for Maghrib. I want somebody else to recite that ayah in the back. Somebody who has memorized it. Inti, you have memorized it? Did you? Huh? Did you memorize Surah Luqman?
Yes.
بس نسيتها, huh? Okay. طيب يلا, go ahead. The other verse. يا بني إنها إن تكن مثقال رفع صوتك هذا I cannot hear. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا بني إنها إن تكن مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير.
Ya salam. This is such an amazing advice. But you know what? I will leave it as a cliffhanger. I will leave it until after Salah. if I have time after Salah, can I pick maybe 10-15 minutes after Salah to finish the advice of Luqman? This is like, for me, this is maybe one of the best advices given to his son. Ya bunayya innaha in taqum mithqala dharrah. This is, such a beautiful, because there's another ayah and Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about وعنده مفاتح الغيب لا يعلمها إلا هو ويعلم ما في البر والبحر وما تسقط من ورقة إلا يعلمها ولا حبة في ظلمات الأرض ولا رطب ولا يابس إلا في كتاب مبين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the all-powerful. Allah is Al-Qadir, Al-Muqtadir, Al-Qadir. He is the all-powerful subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this we can all relate to, inshallah ta'ala. I've got some amazing stories to share with you, inshallah ta'ala. We will do that after Salat al-Maghrib. So right after Salat al-Maghrib, we'll come back. I want to finish the advice of Luqman, and then we'll, I don't smell it yet, but inshallah ta'ala, it's on the way. Pizza is coming, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallah wa hamdik. Shadu an la ilaha illa anta. Hold on.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, we'll do adhan in 5 minutes. So I want you to stay here for salah. We don't want to just go around and call you back. So stay here for salah. Second, only you don't have to put our chairs. No, not the back. The front ones. Yeah, only the front ones.